channel, right channel, center.
VTuber 一問一答自己紹介
Yeah, and the tape's
それじゃあ
rolling.
行くよせーのお名前は
Katt Phloxworthy.
呼び方は
Just Cat is fine.
あなたは何系 VTuber?
Nerdy cat girl who features spaceflight.
誕生日は
May 4th.
年齢は
Older than Pneumatic.
性別は
Transgender
身
female.
長は
4'11".
出身は
Sacramento County.
チャームポイントは
Dialogue hair clip.
突然ですがモノマネどうぞ
Yeah, what's up, Dad?
活動場所は
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube.
はじめの挨拶
Thank you for joining me.
終わりの挨拶
Bye.
推しマークは
None at present.
配信タグは
Catlight feed.
ファンアートは
Cat pics.
ファンネームは
Cat's apprentices.
好きな色は
Iris Indigo.
好きなことは
Vintage computers and
得
video.
意なことは
Technology.
ここで一言愛の告白好
I love you.
きな食べ物は
Ethnic foods.
好きな飲み物は
Craft soda.
好きな漫画は
Pizza 10.
好きなアニメは
Planet.
好きなゲームは
Left 4 Dead 2.
好きな音楽は
Classic rock.
苦手なことは
Human stupidity.
尊敬するのは
Spacefaring people.
叶えたい夢は
ISS crew
最後にみん
interview.
なに一言どう
Thanks
ぞ
so much for your support and a final status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur. Go Katt Phlox.
You have permission to launch.
3, 2, 1. RD-180 ignition. Booster ignition and liftoff of Atlas V and Centaur. Well, here we go again. This time I decided to replace the RAM. Let's see if makes any difference. And on that note, thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you who happen to be here, again. Okay. I don't know why it's doing all that little weird flickering like that, but that's something I'll have to deal with offline. That's the least of my troubles right now. Right now, I need a working and reliable encoder machine, because if I don't have that, I don't have any reliable streams until I can figure out what is happening, or I go back to the old card and maybe move this one to a different computer, if nothing else, also to see if the card itself is bad. So on that note, what we're going to do is basically what I did is I swapped the RAM between the VTuber and encoder machines, and we're going to go ahead and run this for a while. And I must have actually moved my remote desktop client. Well, actually, it's a remote desk client. Remote desktop client manager, which is mremote ng, which I recently updated, which unfortunately has a few issues that I'm not entirely fond of, because for one, it lost a lot of my settings, most notably my passwords. It was like, why is it asking for passwords, and why is it asking for a Microsoft account, which, excuse me, Microslop account? And I don't use them on these machines. I don't need them, and I really don't want them in there, because I don't want my information to be tracked. And on top of that, I don't want them to use additional shit that I'm not going to be using on something like this kind of stream, where I'm only going to be playing a game. And if I do that, I'll do it on this one, which is a bit more, how shall we say, buff. These other machines back here, the three machines that are behind me, which are Skylake era Intel machines, I don't want to use that. I don't want to use their. They're not the buffest machines in the world by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, the machines that the RAM that they came with were 2133 megahertz, and they're not going any faster than that. They're actually being run at 2133 megahertz. So. And on top of that, I got them not because they're speed demons. By all means, they're not. I wanted reliability, and reliability is something I'm shooting for on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to playing the game. We're going to go back to where I was before. And I don't know how much I lost on that. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on both the return coming back from Twitch which I watch on the side, as well as watch on the absolute other end of that particular pipeline. I'm looking at the streaming the streaming encoder machine, which is behind me, but I'm actually looking at it by way of a remote desktop session, looking to my left. So anyway, on that note, let's go ahead and do this. Single player. It's going to go a little bit jittery for a moment, which is kind of normal, unfortunately. And we have inbound. Killfish, thank you so much for the raid. Unfortunately, I can't promise that this is going to last very long, mainly because I am running an engineering test on that. Ah, wow, what did you do? Let's see. Greetings from the deep. Ah, yes. Thank you so much for the raid. Let me go ahead and give you a real quick shout out. Hang on. And you work with my good friend Vicky Sanctus, and it's great to see you as always. And I hope you had a great stream. You were doing Zero Dawn Remaster, Horizon Zero Dawn. Excuse me, I didn't see the extra word there. I hope you had a great stream. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Katt Phloxworthy. I'm a nerdy, geeky, techie cat girl VTuber, elder geek as well. And I do a lot of different types of games. And although lately I've been doing mainly FPSs and mainly Serious Sam, with a couple of Left 4 Dead collabs. And I also do like to do a lot of technology streams, like working on the computers that I'm working on, as well as, of course, Spaceflight, as many of you know. It's such a pretty game, and nice to see such a game that does archery. Oh, interesting. I'm assuming it's working. It's basically doing justice to the craft, because not only is it a method of a combat, or as well as as well as a sport, but also practically an art form in and of itself, because there is so much archery is such a storied tradition. And of course, one of the things I never knew was sometimes when you like you say the number, hold up your index and middle fingers like you're saying the number 2, and you have your palm facing you, it is apparently an insult. Because some people would chop off the archer's other fingers and thumb, and basically what they're looking at them is saying, basically is a sort of a rather rude gesture to say, "Oh, F you! You may have gotten rid of my other 3 fingers, but I still have my two archery fingers. So do with that as you will." But we'll see what happens. But anyway, like I said, I cannot make any specific promises how long this will run, mainly because I'm running some tests on a new video card on this machine. This machine, I just got a GeForce RTX 5060 8 gig. Believe it or not, I'm not using it as a gaming card. I'm using it as an encoding card. It set me back about 300 some odd bucks, but the idea behind this card is mainly because I want to get out of that other card, which was a GTX 1650 GDDR6. The thing is, even though the chip is actually considered a Turing class, which is what the RTX 2000 series used, the encoder circuit does not use a Turing encoder. It uses a Volta encoder, which has an incomplete implementation of the H.265. And basically what happens is that it's missing a rather important feature, which is called B frames, which are the kind of change frames that are between I and P frames. And there are a lot more B frames, I think. I frame is kind of like a reference frame or a key frame, and all the other ones are sort of deltas. And then the And then the B frames are sort of like intra-frame type information. It has forward and back-looking references. So that's the reason why I wanted this card. Plus, on top of that, I also want to be able to use AV1 when it starts becoming more prevalent. Yeah. And on top of that, the nicest thing about AV1, unlike H.264 and much more so H.265, is unlike both of those, which are filled to the gills with patents on them, AV1 has no patents whatsoever on them that we know of, or at least they don't have any technologies that have any patent things on, as you know of. Before I continue with this particular line here, please bear in mind, I am not a lawyer and I don't know, I cannot give you legal information, but from what I understand, if you looked it up, like if you go to the USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office, to look any of this stuff up, and if it's found out that you have actually looked at it, not necessarily for research, but merely looking at it, you are on the hook for what are called treble damages. Basically, triple what you have done had you not known that a technology that you're using was patented. So that's the whole thing about AV1 that I find extremely attractive, and that is the ability to use this without any kind of patent encumbrances and without having to pay any kind of royalties, because apparently you have to pay royalties not just for the implementation but also for any streams you do with these, especially if it's for commercial consumption. Yeah, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. So I'm crossing my fingers that this will actually work. I actually I exchanged the RAM between my encoder machine and the VTuber machine. Basically, I put in some of the memory that this machine originally came with. And the other ones is using gaming memory that I had from my first Ryzen setup, which was also my first round of DDR4. And please, I hope like hell I don't have to buy more memory, because the last time I bought any DDR4, it was dirt cheap. But nowadays, let's just say we're in a gilded age right now, not just for the economy, but also, I mean, just because of the age because of the situation we're living in right now, but also because, without getting too political about it, but of course we also have a whole bunch of people who are wanting all the hardware out there to basically set up AI centers. But anyway, I think that's enough of that. But in any event, thank you so much. And if you need to do any kind of self-care, by all means do so. And that holds true for your viewers. If you want to stay around and watch me watch things break out, by all means do so. But like I said, please bear in mind, and please don't bite my head off in case something goes wrong. I'd rather have my VTuber crash if it's a RAM problem. I'd rather be without a VTuber than with a non-functioning encoder, because without that, I have no code. I don't have no streams at all. So on that note, let's go ahead and continue the game. Oh, we need to load to the game first. And I need to unmute this. No worries, I'll be lurking around. Need to make dinner. Oh yeah, alrighty, enjoy. Like I said, self-care always trumps everything else. There we go. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any game audio. I had muted it on my local side. You guys were probably hearing it the whole time. Yeah, I've got a pretty crazy setup here. Okay, let's continue. I never even got this far, which is wonderful in its own right. Okay, get our coach get up. This place is so spooky. I may end up getting additional memory in any event because there are 4 modules in this computer. The other 2 have only 2. So I could go to 64 at any time for those as long as I can afford it. Okay, so now we know what this does. I'm keeping an eye on the my remote session for my encoder machine. Nice. Okay, that's where I came in, I think. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, maybe that has to do with... Okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing with these. Okay, got it. Nope. Wait until that switch goes over. Because there's a spot in the top of that. Going up. Okay, I need to run. I need to dash that one. I need to jump. Not what I had in mind, but that is right where I need to be. There we go. Going up. Much better. I'm actually happy with what I'm seeing thus far. Oh, God.
What the? Shit!
Yeah. Well, at least we gotta manage to get up there.
It's awfully quiet down here.
Gee, shut up,
Nothing's
Max.
tried to kill me in minutes. Creepy.
Nothing's tried to kill you. Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, just don't jinx it for us, dude. This is what I'm concerned about, and that is what we're about to meet. They're going to be making a swoop on us, I think.
Won't budge.
Now I gotta find a key for this thing. I'm still watching and everything still looks good. Watch as things go significantly sideways as I say that. But if that's the only issue, that's a relatively easy one to fix, even if it's going to be expensive as fuck. This door is locked.